So what's your favorite division in IDPA? Join us as we shoot all of them in one match. Welcome to Season 2 of Can We Chat?
This podcast has been made possible by our sponsors, CA-IDPAshooters, responsible training for the competitive-minded, and Fast Path Firearms Training, because safety is no accident.
What's going on? My name is Paul G., Chief Safety Officer for the IDPA. This channel will help you simplify IDPA rules, shooting techniques, and inform you of the newest gear and what's going on in the shooting community. If you're new here, consider subscribing. Back from an extended fishing trip.
Well, not just one, maybe a couple.
Our very own The Viking is back, so welcome back, my brother. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
How was the fishing trip? Tell me, where did you go?
So the first one was actually Cedros Island in Mexico.
Wait a minute, there's 2 trips.
Yeah, there was 2 trips so far. Nothing in between, but yeah, there was one really big trip and one day trip. So me and Dan.
But you planned the whole year for this thing.
Yeah, well, actually the year prior. So we started doing research even before that. So about 3 years ago, we started doing research.
Okay.
Being that Dan's 50th birthday was coming up, we wanted to do like an epic trip.
Yeah, right.
So gave him a couple options. And he's like, we decided doing Cedros Island, which is island off of Mexico that would be like California's Catalina.
Yeah.
So it's about halfway down through Mexico and about 40, 50 miles out.
And what type of fish?
Just about everything, and everything is large. So they're known for the yellowtail capital of the world, which me and Dan both love shooting, fishing yellowtail. Some of the biggest calico bass you've seen, halibut, white sea bass. Right. I mean, just a smattering of everything.
So the bass you were throwing back, or
which one? Just catch and release.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not good eating?
Not good eating, and you're limited to weight because obviously you're an island, so you fly onto the island, so you're allowed a certain amount of weight in, and they weigh on the way out because the runway is very short, and the only thing that's going to stop you is the water.
Yeah, so...
It's a little 12-person prop plane.
So let's focus on trying to get the plane off the ground then.
Yeah, so they weigh everything they possibly can before you take off.
Yeah, so I saw some pictures and videos and stuff like that. That was a lot of upper body strength.
Oh, yeah. I mean, after the first day, me and Dan both looked at each other like, we got multiple days of this. We both were like...
You were done after the first day?
The first day, for whatever reason, the fish down there are bigger, stronger, faster, and more aggressive.
So did they cut this stuff up and cook it for you?
They cook it for you there. So most of the time, you're eating some kind of fish, at least. Right. Like we had yellowtail sashimi as a snack as soon as we got back to the lodge one night.
Yeah.
Ceviche had a bunch of fresh fish, and then... they already have it cut and bagged and vacuum sealed and ready for you, frozen on the...
That's all you had to eat was fish or seafood? Or what else did you guys eat out there?
Just about everything. We had chilaquiles.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, we had tostadas. We had burritos every day for lunch.
Yeah.
Last night there was a steak and lobster dinner.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, everything was just phenomenal cooking. They had fresh chips and salsa every single day. Tortillas that were literally just made right down the street that... with no preservatives or anything, just the lard in it. It was excellent food.
How was the beverages?
So we bought the entire island of beer.
How many people were that?
So we had a group of 5, and then in the lodge itself, there was another 7 guys.
Okay.
So there's 12 guys total.
Yeah.
One of the group that were there went, I think, a year or 2 prior. Like, hey, we're not telling you what to do, but you might as well buy all the beer and everything you're going to need for the week, so that way you don't have to drive into town and run the risk of even running out.
Right.
So,
and you don't want to run out.
No, you
Mexico.
don't want to run out. Yeah,
Right.
And the island's very limited to what they can get.
Okay. So
you're at the mercy of whatever the barge brings over or whatever they have at that point in time, and that is it.
Right.
You might get a shipment before. So we walked in. There's 12 of us, and it was just case after case after case after case of beer. And I mean, we basically bought that entire store, which is the vast majority of the island, out of beer.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
and we brought a case each, and then we bought some other adult beverages.
I knew I could count on you to cause havoc somewhere in the world. Right?
It was bad. Like, even after that trip, I'm like, yeah, I'm done drinking Modelo for a little while.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a great trip.
So we just got finished with the local match, the CA-IDPA here in Prado yesterday. The temperature, the weather was just, I would have to say, unforgiving would be the best.
It was definitely warm, and then especially the mental game and the swapping around and everything else. It was brutal.
All right, so we decided. Well,
let's rephrase this one.
You're not angry at me for this, are you?
I'm not angry. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Oh, Jesus.
It was a feat that was very, very big.
So I made mention that there's 8 IDPA divisions, and it just so happens that there's 8 stages. So
at our local club match, yeah.
And so we put 1-to-1, 2-to-2 together, and we decided just to shoot 1 division per stage.
Yeah. Just the gear alone. I think I was telling Calvin yesterday. So I kind of was like, all right, I didn't want to get all the gear together too soon.
Right.
So Saturday night,
yeah,
I was in the back for probably a good 3+ hours, gathering what guns go with what bag, with what magazines, the holster for that,
right.
Just kind of staging it all. So that way I didn't forget anything, because there was just so much gear that you had to bring.
Yep.
That everything that wasn't that crazy, I just threw in the truck the night before, so it saved some time gathering everything. But I like laid everything else out where usually I'm like, oh, fine, range bag done, gone.
Yeah.
That one was brutal.
And you know what? This is a great lesson for the new shooters out there. And so Viking is a master shooter, a master class shooter. And so when you get all of your equipment together, right, in that capacity, I know for just if you're just shooting 1 gun, it's easy. But how did you simplify shooting 8 guns with the gear?
So what I did was actually took the mag pouches that I run and kind of made sure that they'd work with just about everything.
Yep.
So even the single stack magazines I found with the inserts that I put, the 1911 magazines, I just kicked them in sideways a little bit, so I used like the edge to edge, and it actually worked out.
Okay.
Some of the magazines were a little loose, some were a little snug, so I kind of found that balance of, rather than swapping out all the gear every single time, what could I get away with? So it's the least amount of work for me in between stages, so I could actually help out the squad mates and, not fall too far behind.
So that was one of our concerns to holding up the squad itself. 8 divisions. So we were, it was nonstop.
Yeah.
Every time it was not just, loading and stuff like that, right? Which I preloaded, so I didn't have to do any of that stuff.
I made that mistake. I didn't preload.
But putting on gear was the worst for me. Right. Yeah. So, it took me almost 4 or 5 shooters just to get set for the next stage. Yeah. Right.
For me, it was having all these different bags in the wagon, and all the bags are exactly the same color, same exact bag. So going, oh, all right, well, what bag is it? Because I was able to use 1 holster for 2 guns and another holster for another 2 guns, but all the other holsters had to get changed out. So in this black sea of bags, I was like pulling bags that had a holster. I'm like, all right, not that one. Nope, that one. All right, well, oh, all right, this gun. And then swapping both guns and holsters and everything else at the bench. It was that was a feat in itself. It was brutal.
You guys had to have been there when it was the first, right before everything started. Everything was everybody was still signing in and so forth. We just pulled up together and looked at each other and just started laughing. It was funny. Well, I had a huge truckload of stuff. He had a huge truckload of stuff.
I was overflowing. I actually had to put some gear in your truck for the first couple stages, so I didn't lose anything, because there was stuff falling out of the wagon from the parking lot to the sign-in. So
I didn't know I had so much crap.
Yeah.
That definitely was a huge lesson.
The funny one is that I literally just had the holster on. I hadn't even put the gun in, because our first stage was for a warm-up stage, just shooting revolver. So I had my semi-auto mag pouches on one side, and the revolver holster and a speed loader on the other.
Right.
And Derek looks at me. He's like, "Hey," I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Not sure, but it kind of looks like you don't know what you're doing, because that doesn't go with that." I'm like, I know. He's like, all right, what is going on? Because obviously there is something up, I just don't know yet.
So the squad actually started kind of peeking out. We actually had 2 distinguished masters shooting with us, and actually they were the first to kind of see this stuff. They were asking, "What the hell's going on?"
Well, they were kind of checking the mental state of us as well. And then it was funny. Steve, he was like, "You guys gonna shoot anything this century?"
Right.
I'm like, maybe, but next stage we're gonna use atlatls and some rocks and all that. And
yeah,
it was.
Yeah. So Derek Zavada and Steve Miles were they squatted with us, and they were just sitting. Well, Steve was definitely entertained. He was sitting like, "What the hell are you guys doing?"
Yeah.
So, but we told them, and they were looking at us.
What are you guys doing? Yeah.
So I made mention to Leaf, hey, is there any way that we can go ahead and try this? And this is just to help out the new shooters, the people that haven't shot IDPA yet, and they just want to come out
with whatever gun they have.
Yeah,
I think we basically checked all the boxes.
With one of the first videos that I ever made, that I said that out loud. It doesn't matter what you have, just bring it. Right, and
go ahead and have a good time.
I put my definitely my money where my mouth is, and to try it out, and it was brutal.
It was, and would I say I would never do it again? I said that yesterday and maybe this morning. Maybe it hasn't hit yet that it was fun. I mean,
right.
I would never do it in that kind of heat again.
Okay,
that
all
was
right.
That was I think more taxing than anything. Just the amount of energy expelled just to swap gear out.
Well, I mean, it was funny because I was almost nervous. I felt every time I sat there, like, oh, do I have this? So I had this checklist, a mental checklist again, right? And I haven't even started thinking about shooting the stage, right? So I'm saying like, oh, do I have this? I have this. Do I have my rounds and stuff like that? How many mags do I need? Or which mags? And then I sat there, and then we had to go and try to do a stage walkthrough.
Yeah.
And then I forgot that certain classes, right, is different than other classes.
Oh yeah.
So
and then trying to get your head in the game, and then all of a sudden you draw and present your pistol, and you're like, wait, what's this again? And then like completely forget what gun you're even shooting as soon as the beep goes off, and you're like, all right, this didn't look like it did last time. Like, what's going on here? So,
all right, well, it definitely started out like a disaster, but I was pretty impressed. You're organized. You managed the gear well. Then you came up. Your stage walkthroughs were right on. Spot
I had
on.
you fooled.
Okay.
That was I was doing what I thought was probably work all right. But yeah, the expectation versus reality was totally 2 different things.
Oh man! And then a few of my stages debuted. I wanted to help Leaf out and try to add a little spice to the matches and so forth. So I presented a certain amount of. You might have seen some of the stage walkthrough videos that I made. So that was probably the inappropriate time to be dilly-dallying with those things, right?
I mean, at the same time, is there ever an appropriate time?
Yeah, that's true. It was definitely a test for us. So it started off with the warm-up, which is not considered a warm-up. I got the idea from Who's Your Daddy. They had this crazy warm-up, 8 rounds, strong, 4 strong, 4 weak, right, with a reload in there somewhere, and yeah, that just went to a whole different level. So
yeah,
and we had to do it with a revolver.
Yeah, so that was my welcome back present, was shooting a gun that I haven't shot. Well, I think I did shoot a couple stages after I borrowed someone else's gun and it didn't work, and John lent it to me. So for not shooting it for probably close to a year now.
Yeah.
Not practicing with it, not doing anything.
Your revolver.
Yeah, the revolver.
Okay.
And then going, and then I think in the video you could actually see, like, I go for a reload and I kind of do one of these. I'm like, oh yeah, it's not, yeah, that side. So that's how the day started, and it never quite got better. It was always just 10 over the circus.
I sat there and the week before, this whole week, I sat there. I'm like, oh, I should probably prep for something like that. And I'm 8 guns, really? Mm-hmm. You're really going to prepare for that? And you can't.
You can't. There's absolutely no way.
You just take your medicine and just deal with it.
Yeah. And then, we did have a slight advantage. We did look at every stage before.
All right, so we did a pre-walkthrough.
That way we could kind of have a game plan of
stay ahead of the squad.
Yeah, stay ahead of the squad.
Right,
not fall behind, and kind of plan out what we're going to do next. So that way instantly, and then this one's next. And then we'd both help each other out and kind of.
I don't even think
which way.
That helped the to expedite things.
Yeah,
but
it really did.
I don't think we were there to try to figure out how to shoot the stage by any means.
No.
But it was definitely just there to make sure that we got through and didn't hold anybody up. So
then again, you're shooting 8 different guns, 8 different
stages. It didn't matter, right?
So you're not.
Yeah.
It was more of an exhibition, than
right?
anything.
So 8, and then you had 6 rounds, you had 10 rounds, and 15 rounds, and I'm like, oh man, I just tell me when.
Yeah, the math alone.
Yeah.
I was at end of the day, I was done. Yeah. I was done.
What was your favorite stage? Okay, so what was your favorite gun? Okay. What was your favorite gun?
I mean, every gun has its own little deal. I mean, its own little quirks, everything else.
So out of the 8 guns, do you have a favorite, or?
That's like asking if you have a favorite child.
Oh, all right.
It's a tough call.
Okay, good point. Good point.
I mean, everything's fun in its own right.
Yeah.
Is revolver cool? Yeah, it was great. It was fun because I don't have that many rounds through it.
Yeah.
PCC was a fun. Yeah, it actually started working right, and even though I scabbed it together the night before.
I was actually pretty impressed. The first time I saw it run, I'm like, oh man. But you took care of that problem.
Yeah, I took care of that problem. That's why I literally it has some chintzy, $10 handguard on it right now.
Right.
I'm like, well, at least it will work for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's throw this thing together and see if it works, and it did. Which, that was great that it worked, and it was fun to shoot.
Yeah.
Staccato is always fun to shoot, but I have probably the most rounds through that.
Right.
Every gun is just a different animal.
Right.
I haven't shot my CDP gun yet ever. First time ever shooting in any kind of match, and I may have had 200 rounds through it total ever. So it's just something exciting that I haven't done this yet.
Right.
And on top of I haven't really shot this gun, so it's either an extension of your hand or something brand new that you haven't had to play around with yet. So it's really no favorite.
So I noticed that you actually began the stage with a reload.
On the PCC?
PCC, yeah.
So, when you have someone like Steve Miles right there.
All right, okay. Who are you to say that?
I'm like,
that's the wrong way of doing things?
Yeah, hey, Steve, what do you think? He goes, that's what I'm going to do. I was like, great, now I got to try to do it.
You guys, it took you guys average around about 9 seconds to get through that.
Well, it took me a little longer because I had a slight bobble.
Okay, well, okay. All right, good point.
Where Steve is just insane to watch.
Steve was, he did flawlessly, but still it took him like six to 7 seconds.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there like, well, I rather, if somebody beeps, I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
usually I like that theory.
Yeah.
But I don't have enough experience with a PCC to go, all right, do I do this or do I do that? So watching him do it, I'm like, all right, well, obviously he does this for a reason.
Yes.
So if I start practicing that now, then maybe one day I'll be half as good as him.
Right. It's the 15 or 16, 15 plus 1. It was just an exercise, reloading exercise to make sure that the PCC guys can reload. And apparently they reloaded, but it stuck and it stayed, and I don't know why. But usually PCC is 30 rounds, and you can just go to town. But before it was 30 rounds, and the shooters were finishing up with like sub 100 second days, right, for the match.
They still can now.
Yeah, and that kind of took the fun away from a lot of stuff. So they made it a little more complicated, a little more challenging for them, and added the reloads, and that's how they got the 15 plus 1 thing. And it's just a CA-IDPA thing.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, on one hand it's good, the other hand, I could see how PCC guys would be like, oh, that's BS.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think it does help them out in the long run of doing something that you don't normally do. So when you do actually go and have to do it for some kind of scenario-based deal,
Right.
you might have the upper hand on it.
Yeah.
It forces you to practice something that you wouldn't normally do.
I actually got to see you shoot a carry optics for once.
Yeah, that was.
So
and to do it offhand and all that, and then change the gun completely,
I'm so
it was
sorry.
odd.
But the finding your dot thing was I before I was like really comfortable with finding the dot, and I noticed that I definitely lost that skill.
I haven't even found the skill yet.
Okay.
So I literally took, to save room and all that other stuff, what I did was actually took SSP Glock.
Yeah.
And I have a Glock 34 with an RMR on it. So I literally took that and just brought the slide with me in barrel. So that way I could just swap the parts so it's just the same holster and just same gun.
Right.
So shooting a gun that basically is now just something scabbed together and then trying to find a dot on top of that when you really don't shoot dots was... I drew and I was just like, oh yeah. And what was even more shocking to me is, you're having to go strong hand on those little steels.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, good luck. I'm like, oh, I hit it. And then I went up and hit the other one. I'm like, and I was kind of just like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
And then started going the other way. And then I was like, oh, find the dot, maybe. And then I went to the other way and I was just like, yeah, I'm not sure where it's at. And just kind of kept going with it.
So left hand alignment definitely change.
Yeah.
Right.
Big time.
So I was trying to find I was lost. So even Derek was going,
look for the dot. La, 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 la.
What was going on? I was like, dude, I couldn't find my dot. So
I'd find it for a split second. I'm like, that's probably good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, the best.
How often do you practice finding your dot with a weekend?
For me, never.
Yep.
First time ever.
So here's a question. So the steels, they were off level, right? So you had one really low, one really high out in the open to begin the stage. Why did you go from low to high?
I like riding the recoil up, and then your gun's already there. Rather than fight the recoil and try to drive the gun down, I like riding the gun up because, especially a strong hand only, you're gonna. I kind of cant over, so I'm gonna fire, and then the gun's gonna basically go right back to the same spot. So all you're doing is just presenting it again.
That's why I shot mine that way as well. I just noticed that you and I were like the few that actually did that. Everybody else was doing it the other way, and I was just.
I guess some people do like to drive the gun down.
Right.
Me, you're not going to be able to overcome the recoil of a gun, no matter what. You're going to have muzzle flip, so why not use it towards your advantage?
It's just natural.
It's just natural.
Yeah, that totally
Less
makes
of a fight, especially shooting offhand and strong hand only. It's definitely even more of a fight to where why not just use that as a jump off point?
Right.
So to me, it just made way more sense.
So I put in a stage. It was called a mall, right?
Which one was that again?
6.
Oh.
And we started that off with the SSP. I've never shot SSP because we're in California, right?
Yeah.
And I can't get 17 round mags, but I finally borrowed some. So this was fun.
It was a fun stage. It made you think, and it put a couple speed traps in to where you had to think of where you're going to do your reload, because no matter what, you're going to reload.
Right.
And it had that speed trap of the vision barrier to where, all right, well, if you're going to do a different kind of reload, you have to make sure you have it behind here or whatever, whatnot. And
You didn't like that at all. You wanted just to haul ass at the targets.
Well, at first I wanted to actually shoot the rounds, but it's just a judgment call of where that wall ends.
Right.
That I didn't want to start with my original game plan of shooting the one off to the right-hand side, shooting that first one, and then basically doing an in-battery reload to come around the corner.
Right.
So rather than find yourself in a trap of, oh, you were just a little bit too far this way, I decided that I was just going to haul ass and just run dry and just do a speed reload.
Ooh, in front of your targets.
Yeah.
That work out for you, or?
I think it was the lesser of all evils.
For me, I rather have a full mag, no matter
I
what.
would prefer it,
Yeah.
but being that I figured that if I could basically hit that one and keep going and then run right into that first target, and then I'm already in position for the next one after the fact.
Yep.
I figured just take the medicine, and yeah, I did go 5 down, and that was the first stage after not shooting forever, which shooting a new gun and all that I haven't shot and all that. I mean,
So my
I was trying to go as fast as I could with what the equipment I had, and I was like, oh yeah, I should probably slow down a little bit.
Yeah, my CZ was brand new out of the box, nothing downrange yet, and I just loaded it and went to town with it. Didn't even know how the trigger was going off, and that surprised me in itself. That's actually a fantastic gun.
The CZs are great guns.
Yeah.
I love the way they shoot and everything else. The only downfall that, for me, having big ass hands and a very small bore axis, makes manipulating the firearm for me a little difficult. But I think they're great guns. They shoot very well.
Put a optic on that. I think that would remedy that. I would have to say.
The downfall is I really don't shoot optic yet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I know it's coming. I know it's coming. It will happen. I am collecting more optics than I ever thought I would.
Right.
And so I have, some of the Vortex stuff, the RMR stuff, the SROs, the HoloSuns. So I actually have a lot more optics that are just sitting there waiting for guns to be placed on and all that. And
what's your favorite optic?
Right now, I really like the SRO.
Okay.
I mean,
it's huge.
It is big. I like having that nice big round window to where it just...
No, that's a widescreen TV.
Yeah. It definitely is.
Yeah.
So I actually really like that. The Vortex Defender XL is another great optic.
Yeah.
I mean, if you actually take that and look through the glass side by side, it is very nice.
So the trend is, well, it's not the trend. It's what everybody's carrying these days. But what do you think about optics on smaller guns?
I think it's a huge advantage.
Which one is the best suited for that, though?
So I can't really say yet, but there is something else coming out very, very soon.
Oh, really?
As soon as it does come out, I was sworn by secrecy from one of our reps.
Yeah.
But something is coming out.
Yeah.
That is another version of someone else's realm. So it is.
It's smaller, it's more compact.
Smaller, compact. It's just there's other manufacturers manufacturing something.
Okay.
And this is going to be their take on that marketplace.
When do we get to see that? Fall?
It's going to be September 18th.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
You're going to get to see one of those things really soon, or?
So I haven't even seen it. I just know of it, and we were able to get some orders for them.
Really?
Yeah.
So LAX is actually going to be the first to
be stocking it, so we should actually receive them. I think they released it the 18th.
The 18th
of September, so we'll see.
Maybe perhaps we can actually get a model in here or something.
I mean, that's a good possibility.
Oh, look at you!
Might be able to call in a couple favors and say, hey, you know this guy Paul G. He's kind of famous.
You know, they were there yesterday. LAX was there taking pictures and stuff like that. What was that all about?
Keith, he's been asking a bunch of questions. I'm like, why don't you just come on out?
You know, you sit there and you go, why don't you turn around and say hi to Keith? And I'm like, what? Turn around. Like, hey, Keith. Oh, Keith. I was like, I didn't expect to see Keith there from LAX, Orange County. So, but he was there. He was there with a photographer.
Yeah, and his buddy Fred, who's high-end photographer and takes professional pictures for some very high-end clientele. And he was actually like, yeah, I want to take some pictures of this. I've never seen anything like this.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm actually kind of curious on what the photos look like.
That's going to turn into like a track day.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be basically what it's going to probably end up turning out to. It's basically like, the guys that shoot track days, for guys that don't know, like me and Paul have done some track days on sport bikes.
You know John Joy.
John as well. Huh?
Yeah, he's so he went to Keith Code, right? Okay. So super bike school, and learned, and so he went up there, and I guess he went to race school and got his credentials. So we were all talking about it. I'm like, oh, no way. But the funny thing was, he was talking about, the allowance, right? If you had, a dollar, right, going into how much energy or mental energy it takes for you to, achieve your tasks and stuff like that. New guys actually spend a lot of money, right, versus advanced guys spending a lot less to get through the tasks, right? And it was a great conversation that we had, but that was the last time we were talking about that stuff. But speaking of which, the mental stress that was going through you throughout the day.
I mean, I don't know about you, but if we had a $10 allowance, I spent $10,000.
You took out a loan?
I took out a loan. And I might have defaulted on the loan because that was brutal.
I thought that was probably the best training I've ever had to go through. Because
it was. I mean, like I said, I said yesterday I'd never do it again. That was the dumbest idea ever. All the way home, I was just sitting in the AC in the truck. I didn't listen to anything on the radio or anything like that. Yeah. And was literally driving home. I was just sitting there just going.
Because... so Cynthia was going, O'Connell's, right? And you know me, I'm always, I sat there, I'm like, I have nothing left.
So I ended up going because I needed some nourishment after.
Yeah.
And I think I was in bed by 8:30 last night.
Oh man.
I woke up to your text this morning. I'm like, well, actually I take that back. I woke up at 3:30 in the morning thinking, what year is it? And I looked at my phone. I was like, oh, Paul texted me. It's 3:30. I'm seeing him in the morning anyway. So
right.
Yeah, I was out. I mean, I was completely done.
I just had all that information, the videos and stuff like that. And I'm like, I was just so excited once I got my second breath. And I was like, man, we have a lot of information. Right.
It was a lot.
There was a lot of footage.
It was a lot of everything. Honestly.
Yeah. Well, eight stages, 8 different types of guns, and it's just crazy. How do you manage that? Right. So
you really don't. You just basically you're in survival mode.
Right.
You have to do something, and all right, well, make it happen.
Right.
And then you're trying to remember your mental game of what you're shooting, what your round count is. Yeah. Oh, great! I just had a mic, or I just missed a steel. Now what? I have never shot this division. What do I do now? Like, it was mentally I think the biggest challenge was the mental game.
So we stage 2 was our CDP stage, and there was a lone steel, which was 15 yards, 10, 15. No, it was 15 yards.
It was out there. It was a poke.
So I was asked. I was just wondering why you chose that stage for CDP.
It made the most sense if you went 1-for-1 for CDP.
CDP.
Yeah, CDP.
You think you can go 1-to-1, 1-for-1 with the CD? When was the last time you shot a 45?
Some years. Like I said, with that gun, I've had it for about 6 years. I may have had about 200 rounds through it.
So mine was a picnic gun, right? It's the one you want to wear for a picnic to show it off and so forth. I don't think I've been to classes with it, so but I never shot competition with the 45.
Yeah, that was my first.
Oh my gosh!
And I actually signed up for 5 Dogs with it.
You're kidding? You're shooting CDP with it?
Yeah.
How? When I first shot it, I sat there and went, "This thing's a cannon." Mm-hmm. Well, of course I didn't have competition loads or anything like that. I had just
full stout.
Oh man, and I'm like, let's just try to keep the gun down.
Yeah.
Right. That was my goal, and I'm like, okay, so how am I supposed to shoot this thing fast?
I don't know. I thought, oh, how bad could it be? And I found out real quick. Not terrible, but like I said, just like anything else, if you don't have the exposure to it,
yeah, of course.
And trying to learn on the fly, and you're trying to learn as soon as the beep goes off, and now it's a training day. It's,
But I'm used to shooting 40, so is there any way that you can get it to shoot as soft as a 40?
I mean, pretty close. You are shooting a heavier gun compared to what you're shooting, depending, all things equal.
Oh, you
definitely have a power factor.
You're definitely shooting something when you shoot it.
You're not shooting 9mm BBs. You're shooting.
It's a real man's gun.
Yeah. it is definitely more of an art form.
You know what, I think that was actually my favorite gun.
The CDP?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I thought, I was like, oh. And, as soon as I'm done with the CCP thing, right, I'm definitely going to go to the CDP thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually going the opposite way. I'm going CDP first.
Right.
And then, obviously, after 5-dog, then going back to CCP and getting ready for sheepdogs.
Right. So that 1-for-1, how'd that work out for you?
Terrible.
Okay.
Absolutely terrible.
That stage itself, if you didn't go 1-to-1, it was, I don't know what you were going to do.
Yeah. I mean, my stage was going to hell in a handbasket. It was terrible.
Yeah, I filmed it.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on.
Not shooting it and, not having that mental game. I mean, we're, halfway through the stage or the day already. So, I mean, my mental capacity was already gone, and trying to play catch up was a task.
Yeah.
So, I mean, was it fun? Not really, but yeah. But like you said, you just basically at that moment, as soon as the beep goes off, knowing that you're doing something as wild as this, you're just in survival mode. So just if plan A didn't work, then you plan on the fly.
Do you was there anything specific that you learned, a huge lesson for the day? What did you what was your takeaway from shooting the match with eight different guns?
Is that something like that you can't prepare for?
Oh, obviously.
It's
just
not going to happen.
Too much. Yeah. Logistics is impossible. Sure.
To actually test your boundaries of what you could actually do.
Yeah.
Having basically everything's just reaction, everything's just survival.
Right.
You are doing the absolute best you can
because
you can't prepare for anything. You don't have any concepts of anything. It's not like even if you shot a match here, and shot 8 different guns in 8 different matches, you still can't prepare to do it all in one day.
Yeah.
Like, just every time I draw a pistol up, I'm like, what the hell is this? Why is it different than the last time I just shot it?
Right.
Like, everything is completely out the window.
But I was impressed watching you actually adapt to it. You sat there, you took a minute, and you sat there and like, okay, so this stage is for this gun. These are the rules. This is what I'm going to do. We didn't have any procedurals for any issues like that. We shot every stage the way it's supposed to be shot for that gun.
Yeah.
And I was pretty impressed.
I was impressed with that. That was what I was trying to do the most of is, all right, at least don't do something stupid that doesn't fit within the rule book for that particular division. So making sure that, 8 rounds. All right, doing all these and then figuring that out. I was happy that, we either of us didn't. I got my ass handed to me, but...
Well, I mean, well, you're on a fishing trip. Thank God for that.
Yeah, but still, I mean, I'm glad we're able to do this, and
let's not do it again.
I mean, we could say that maybe we'll experiment years later and maybe in a cooler time frame, but that was...
Welcome to the party, but now go home.
Yeah. Thanks for showing up. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
So the starting positions, you notice that we are now putting our hands in certain places. Do you like it that way, or do you like it just to your sides, or?
I mean, it's just a slightly different aspect of it.
Right.
I don't mind one way or the other.
Okay.
Do I like being in uncomfortable positions sometimes? Yeah, it kind of throws it off a little bit, but the downfall is with that, if you're going from stage to stage, unless you have an SO that's on top of their game, you might not even realize it.
Right.
And it's not that you're trying to gain an advantage. It's just something. So I think stuff like that, is better suited for bigger matches where your SO stays there, works that entire base, so everything is completely consistent.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just like anything else, an SO or, you're helping out an SO, could there be a chance of someone not catching it and, running it? It's like, all right, well, do I think it's a huge advantage one way or the other? Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the difference between here or just being here? Yeah, maybe, for some of the absolute pros, it might change a little bit.
Right.
But ultimately, I don't mind it.
It was a huge test for Calvin, RSO. So he sat there and he goes, "Man, you guys are really running me today." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "First of all, I have no idea what gun you guys are shooting, right? So I'm trying to figure out what's the rules on that." And the other thing is that the starting positions are all different, right?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, who starts with a mag and strong hand in a pocket?
I can't wait to put your hands up and start giving the bird to somebody.
I mean,
What a great start position that would be.
I mean, I think that would be more realistic,
Right.
For a defensive situation.
Flipping somebody off?
All right, having a mag in your strong hand in your pocket.
Okay. All right. So you actually fared well with the small guns. Bug and CCP, it seems to be your go-to. How comfortable do you feel with those things?
I actually feel pretty damn comfortable, honestly.
Because you were ripping.
I mean, I didn't actually think so, especially after dropping a mag and a bug and kicking it.
You can tell I'm behind, I got to make it up, but close to going automatic on a array. I was sitting like, wow, man, that's a trigger pull.
It was funny is you're like, oh, have you seen any of the videos? I'm like, no, I want to forget that day happened. But I still mentally remember that stage of going and trying to insert the magazine, kicking it, and basically the mag beating me to the place where I need to be. And went, oh, all right, that's great. So I just pulled another one off my belt, shot it. I'm like, all right, as soon as I finish this mag, I'm just going to grab the one on the ground and start hauling ass up to the next shooting position and use that mag.
Right.
And even John was just like, how did you run and pick this mag up at the same time? I'm like, I actually didn't even realize I did it.
Yeah. But
I just knew what I had to do.
You actually did it safe. You didn't no sweeping yourself or anything. You did it the way it was supposed to. I was like, oh my God.
Well, as soon as I did, I'm like, oh, wow, that actually worked.
So, favorite stage? Did you? Come on,
stage.
There has to be.
I mean, all the stages are pretty fun.
Yeah.
I did like stage 1. Shooting the PCC.
Okay.
I liking that port. Kind of, it flowed really nice. I like the stage that we were talking about that you designed
6
with this. 6. That it flowed really nice. I mean, I went 5 down, but it was a stage where you could really fly through if you really wanted to, and you could push as hard as you wanted to, and then as long as you pushed hard, you can get those benefits, but at the same time, you got to know when you can push and when you can't. And it had a little speed trap to it, to where I'm glad we did it kind of first, so that way you're still kind of didn't use all your cash flow on your first stage. But
I'm actually quite impressed on how mental shooting is. It's if you are not planning, planning helps reduce the stress. I would have to say, but
it definitely does.
Yeah,
I mean, you're kind of attacking versus reacting.
Well said. Yeah.
So that way, rather than always being behind the 8 ball, or at least you're trying to prepare yourself as best as possible.
Right.
Just like when you're back in grade school, teacher, pop quiz, you're like,
yeah.
Oh, great. Not the unknowing where, if you had a test at the end of the week, you're like, oh, at least you had a chance to prepare. Maybe some of us didn't always prepare, but at least you knew about it.
Yeah.
So, and I think on the aspect of that, it's kind of how it works out is, at least if you kind of know the plan, you kind of do a walkthrough and you're like, oh, well, I'm thinking about doing this, rather than surprise you're here, go ahead and shoot it. You're like,
yeah, we didn't even have that opportunity to do that.
A lot of times, no.
No, I was, for me, I like socializing, right? I sit there and talk to other shooters and stuff like that, and we didn't even have a chance to do that.
No. I mean, I felt bad when Keith actually showed up. I'm like, hey, go meet everybody.
Oh, no,
I got a lot of stuff to do.
On me.
Well, I was just making sure that you knew that he was there. At least
I didn't even know he was there. I didn't even see him leave. I was so once we were going, it was go.
It was
right?
go.
Yeah, it sucked. Yeah. So, but
usually I like to, especially local club matches, go hang out and say hi to everybody.
Yeah.
Walk around,
right.
Do all that number, but. Yeah, there was no chance in doing that today.
That was the first time I would have to say that categorized as work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would much rather spend an entire day SOing and shooting than doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was that mentally taxing.
Yeah. Division capacities, we didn't have any issues with that stuff. You just
Didn't have any issues, but I think that goes into experience as well.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
okay.
We've, for the most part, being an SO, which plays a huge factor in it, knowing that what your rules are as far as what you're doing, being an SO or as yourselves CSO, knowing all the different rules to all the different divisions helps you out tremendously, rather than, well, I only know this division because that's the only division I shoot. So having a whole, tools in the toolbox of being able to rely on rather than just a single aspect of it, I think pays dividends when it comes to something like that.
Any most interesting gun out of the 8?
Most interesting. Like I said, still probably the PCC because it's still a work in progress. And I could see what PCCs can do.
Yeah.
And how fun they can be. So I think it still really piques my interest as far as like the potential.
So you like fast guns?
I like fast guns. I mean, who doesn't? But I also enjoy slow guns. I like the small little bug guns. I like the revolvers. I haven't met too many guns that I don't like.
And it shows.
Yeah, I mean, I like a whole lot more guns than I do people.
Well, okay, we'll just end with that. Well, there you go. It was definitely something that we don't recommend. I definitely don't recommend doing that.
I mean, if you do, please send video because I love to laugh as well.
But it doesn't matter what you have. Just if you're brand new to IDPA, just whatever you have, just bring it out.
Great time.
Yeah, because I mean, there you go. We'll show a video of all that antics. Eight divisions, 8 guns, 8 stages. That look forward to seeing that soon. We'll get that situated. Any closing thoughts? What do you think about yesterday?
I'm glad it was yesterday and not tomorrow.
He's scarred. Well, a special shout out to our channel membership. This is your support. Busy at work. Please consider being a part of our shooting community, building relationships around safe gun practice and IDPA competition. My name is Paul G, and this is
Anthony the Viking Vega.
Please be safe, and we shall see you on the range.
Like, share, subscribe.
There you go, buddy. I'll give you
Need some coffee brightener in there?
I'm going to give you a hug later.
I hope so.